Thomas the Tank Engine has many friends on the island of Soda. Some of them are steam engines. Some are diesels. And some of them don't even run on rails. One of them being a girl named Maria. She would stop by a bridge and wave to Thomas as he passed by. Sometimes, she would often come to visit all the engines at the sheds. He was very lucky to have Maria as a friend, and she was lucky to have Thomas as her friend as well. One day, Thomas was collecting passengers at the station. When he saw Maria, he wanted to whistle hello, but he saw Maria talking to a strange man. As soon as they finished talking, the man gave Maria a small bag of medicine, ones that Thomas had never seen before. Why would she need medicine from that man? Thomas thought. Is she sick? Or maybe she's having these coughs and sneezels. Later, Thomas saw Maria by the bridge. Beep beep, hello! Thomas whistled.
Buzz off, puffball!
Thomas was speechless. It's not like her to act like that in that tone, said the driver. Unless she's having a bad day, said the fireman. But Thomas had started to become more concerned. One afternoon, Thomas was picking up passengers when he saw Maria with her friends, but she wasn't playing nice.
Go away!
She yelled at them. She grabbed one of her friend's arms and pushed her to the ground, which made her cry. Thomas was horrified at all of this, and he knew something was terribly wrong. The next day, Thomas took some trucks to the docks. Why does Maria keep seeing that weird man? Thomas thought to himself. And why is she acting so horrid to everyone she knows, including me? When he arrived at the docks, he shunted his tracks in a siding. Edward was there. Hello, Thomas. What's got you all upside down? Asked Edward. It's my friend Maria, replied Thomas. I think something is wrong with her. He explained the whole situation to Edward. Edward's face turned serious. That wasn't medicine, Thomas. Those were drugs. Drugs? Replied Thomas. Yes, indeed, drugs. And they are very dangerous, replied Edward. I think that strange man your friend is seeing is a drug dealer. They are very nasty people, and they can get people into trouble by convincing them into buying drugs. Do drugs also have an effect on engines? Thomas asked nervously. Oh, don't worry, Edward chuckled. Unless it's the drug that people use to smoke, we are pretty much immune to drugs. But I think you need to tell someone about this. Otherwise, your friend could get into some serious trouble. Thomas agreed. Later that day, Thomas returned to his passenger duties and saw Maria at the station. Her eyes were watery red, and she didn't look very well. Cinders and ashes, Thomas said to himself. She looks worse than before. Thomas wanted to tell the station master, but the guard had already blew his whistle, and he had to leave. They were running nicely down the line when Annie had noticed that one of her doors were open. There is something on the top of my roof, cried Annie. Thomas looked up and could see Maria standing on top of Annie. Whee! I'm flying, Maria said. Thomas was shocked, and so were Annie, Clarabelle, and all the other passengers. Then there was trouble. Maria started to lose her balance. She fell off of Annie's roof and landed into some bushes near the line. The driver stopped the train at once. He, the fireman, and the guard all rushed over to see if she was hurt. Luckily, she wasn't, only catching a few bruises, but they were cross with her. Whatever made you think of climbing onto the roof of a moving train? That is very dangerous, the driver scolded to her, and then she began to cry. The driver and fireman realized that something was wrong. They both helped Maria get inside of Thomas's cab, while the guard went to the nearest signal box to telephone what had happened. Once he returned to the train, Thomas proceeded towards the next station. When they arrived, Maria's parents were there waiting, along with a policeman and the fat controller. "You're not in any trouble, young lady," said the policeman. "We just need to ask you why you were on top of the train and behaving so strangely." Maria couldn't speak. She was scared. "I think I know what happened," Thomas interrupted, and he explained what had been happening over the past few days. The policeman turned to Maria. "Is this true?" "Yes," sobbed Maria. "I couldn't control myself, and I just couldn't stop it." Just as I suspected," said the policeman. "She needs to be taken to a hospital at once." The station master telephoned for an ambulance. They soon arrived to pick up Maria and drove her away. Thomas watched on, hoping that she would be okay. A few days later, when Thomas arrived at the station, the fat controller and Maria's father were both waiting for him.
"Thank you for looking after my daughter, Thomas," said Maria's father. "You did the right thing by telling the truth," added the fat controller. "If Maria's father and mother hadn't have found out, she would have gotten very sick."
"Will she be okay?" Thomas asked anxiously. "Well, the drugs really did bring an effect to her brain," said Maria's father. "So she'll be going to therapy now. Hopefully they'll try and help her get over them." Thomas was relieved. As for the drug dealer, when he was found out, he was caught by the police and was placed under arrest. A few weeks later, Thomas saw Maria was feeling much better. Her eyes were no longer red.
"I've been going to therapy every week,"
said Maria.
"It has helped me a lot to overcome my addiction."
Thomas was glad. "I'm happy to see you good and healthy again, Maria."
"And I'm thankful for all your help," Maria replied.
Thomas, beaming from buffer to buffer, couldn't be happier to agree.
And I need to, like, close it down manually because it's fucking shit. God, shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!